Here's how I created this fluffy little keychain monster in Blender. So first of all, we delete the default cube and then we add a sphere with a bunch of subdivisions in it. Next off, we need a hair particle system. So we add that in, make it red, and drop in a floor as well. Once we've got the hair sorted, we tweak it a little bit just to make it a bit more scruffy. And then of course we have to add a background in, rotate that a little bit, and then it looks brilliant. Add in a 3-point lighting system, change the camera to make it look decent, and again just tweaking the overall fluffiness, going in with the particle comb system just to comb it and make it a bit more ruffled. And now we're on to the eyes, so we add in a UV sphere with only 16 rings, and then we go in to add that little iris bump that we see, inserting that dish behind it as well, just so we can add in the coloured part of the eye. So we're changing up the glossiness, making it a bit more specular and reflective like an eye would be, and then we go ahead and add the textures. And all these textures that I use are in the description. I did not make them, I'm just using them. So you can use those if you so wish, all in the description below. So the overall eye part, we make it a bit glassy, and we add some diffuse, and here's I had some issues with the mesh, and we eventually solved that and made it look nice. So we're just projecting UV from view, and now we're adding in the actual coloured part of the eye, and again just making sure that fits right, so we're changing some options there. And eventually I do change the colour of the eye, because as you can see here it's like a brown, like a hazelnut brown, but the keychain monster itself has blue, so we do eventually go in and change that, and all we use is a hue node. And just by changing the hue we can keep that brightness but just change the colour. It ends up looking really well. Now here we're just adding some displacement, using one of those displacement textures as well, just to give it some bump to it. And that's about it. That's pretty much finished now. So now that's the inside of the eye done. So all we're doing now is just changing the values to make it look good. And here you can see the actual glassy part of the eye is a bit too dark, so we brighten that up a little bit, making it a bit more bright white. You can see the mesh here. It's a bit too round, so we just pull that in a little bit, and here I'm adding the hue just to give it that bright blue. We're just changing how the texture is being displayed on it because it didn't look quite right. It was too much of a harsh line. And that's pretty much it. That's the keychain fluffy eye monster. I did an eyelid as well, just by duplicating the eyeball and splitting the mesh in half, and that way I can animate it opening and closing. Hope you liked this video. If you do, leave a like and subscribe.